and it was just important to get a victory, and we're glad now that we have the victory. We have a month, I suppose, to look at this, and we definitely can say that we'll be able to make it better because we have so much to work on, but it's just important that we're in the first round proper now, and we can look forward to another month of preparation.
Antrim came in here a couple of years ago and turned us over, and we knew going into the game today that wasn't going to be an easy game, and so it proved to be. So we're relieved, and as I say, we're going to go back to the training ground, as I say, now next Tuesday and work on things, and we're just delighted to be in the next round.
It wasn't a pretty game to watch, I'm sure, for the viewers back home, so it wasn't, but somebody else said to me there that we were as bad as them, but getting men behind the ball and being defensive, but what else could we do, That's the way football's going now, and unless somebody makes some sort of a real change or does something about it, that's the way it's going to be.
Well, is that the nub of it all, Pat? Liam Bradley, very honest there about players behind the ball. You were very frustrated watching that game today.
It was. I mean, the GA were criticised for putting on such a low-profile game to start the championship, but, in hindsight, it was a brilliant decision, because if that was a high-profile game and that was the type of football that was played, well, then we'd be turning off in the droves and watch it. It was an awful game of football. And you had all the symptoms of modern-day football, where the main plank for success for both teams was based on being negative, being defensive, and stopping the opposition from playing. And you had all the ills of the modern game of Gaelic football in evidence: too much hand-passing, too much soloing, too much losing of the ball in possession, too much freeze, lazy tackling, little or no long kick passes. And the standard of forward play in particular, agreed the conditions were bad, but the standard of forward play, 22 minutes before any one of the teams scored from play, 32 minutes before Antrim got their first score from play. 30 minutes. Donegal went 30 minutes in the second half without scoring from play. Antrim went 28 minutes in the second half without getting any score at all. You had to pay €25 to get into the stand in Ballybor. 27. If I paid €27, I'd be demanding my money back, because I got damn poor value from an atrocious game.
Ryan Bradley did particularly well, we thought, throughout the game, put in a good shift. And on the Antrim side, and there wasn't too many of them that got up to championship pace, Aidan Gallagher put in a good 70. Yeah.
Right. And the man of the match for us this season,
in mediocrity, the best of a very poor bunch, we decided in the end was Ryan Bradley from Donegal.
I give him a bit of credit.
I'd still say the same thing. I mean, he didn't have a particularly outstanding game, but in the first half, when it needed a bit of leadership and a bit of responsibility, he kicked 2 points when all else were passing around him, and he showed there, how do you beat the blanket? You kick the ball high and long and over the bar.
Right. It's as simple as that. All right, well, he did well there, and again, we see the blanket defence, but let's hear from then our man of the match, Donegal's Ryan Bradley.
Ryan, congratulations. The word that seems to be bandied about most of all about that today was scrappy. Would you go along with that?
The weather wasn't great for it, and probably we were a bit nervous trying to get past the first round. We've lost out the last couple of years, but it's just nice to get the job done. But the weather probably plays part too in the game.
So is that something that was playing on your mind going into it?
I suppose we were a lot of confidence after I won the league, but still, the championship's a different story, and we're just happy to get past the first round.
Playing in that forward line today, was it frustrating because trying to get the ball into there seemed to be difficult?
Antrim played an extra man behind a lot of times. We were kicking the ball in 2 times, kicked the ball into an extra man. Then we started to run the game, we got a bit more success, and it started to work out better for us then.
All right, well done. Next, we're going to be chatting with our special